Dara's emotional secret wedding, a love story that touched millions. Introduction: a wedding that was supposed to be a grand affair. When people first heard that Dara, the timeless star loved across Asia, was finally planning to get married, the buzz was electric. Fans expected nothing less than a glamorous ceremony fit for a queen, complete with hundreds of celebrity guests, dazzling designer gowns, and coverage by every major media outlet. After all, Dara had spent years in the spotlight as a trailblazer in music, film, and fashion. Her wedding was destined, many thought, to be the event of the decade. But life has a way of rewriting even the most carefully planned stories. Instead of the massive Seoul hotel venue rumored in the tabloids, Dara and her fiancé made a shocking, intimate, and profoundly human choice. They traded extravagance for authenticity. Their wedding, hidden away from the noise of flashing cameras, turned into a story about love, family, and resilience. And that decision, quiet, emotional, and deeply personal, ended up touching millions around the world in ways no glittering ballroom ever could. The sudden change, a family health crisis. What forced such a change? Just weeks before the scheduled date, Dara's family was struck by devastating news. Her beloved uncle, who had helped raise her after her father passed away, was diagnosed with a severe illness. Doctors warned that his condition was fragile, and there was no guarantee how much time he had left. For Dara, family has always been the center of her life, even above her career. Sources close to her revealed that she broke down in tears when she heard the diagnosis. She had dreamed of her uncle walking her down the aisle, of seeing him smile as she began her new life. The idea of a huge, showy wedding without him there felt unbearable. And so, in the face of heartbreak, Dara and her fiancé made a bold, life-changing decision. They would abandon the carefully orchestrated spectacle and instead arrange a small, private ceremony that her uncle could attend. The secret beach wedding in Palawan. The location: not Seoul, not Tokyo, not even Manila. Instead, Dara chose Palawan, a quiet paradise in the Philippines where she had spent part of her youth and where her career had first blossomed. The island was meaningful to her, a place where she could escape the suffocating pressures of fame and simply be herself. Only 30 guests were invited: family members, lifelong friends, and a handful of colleagues who had been by her side through thick and thin. No press. No sponsorships. No stylists rushing about. Just people who truly mattered. The ceremony was held at sunset, on a private stretch of beach. The decor was simple: white orchids, seashells, and bamboo arches swaying gently in the ocean breeze. Dara wore a minimalist lace gown, far removed from the designer dresses fans expected her to flaunt. Her fiancé wore a beige suit with no tie, embodying the effortless warmth of the moment. As she walked barefoot across the sand, holding her uncle's hand, tears welled in nearly every eye present. It wasn't the pomp of celebrity culture, it was the raw beauty of family, love, and presence. Emotional moments with her uncle. Perhaps the most moving scene came when Dara's uncle, despite his weakened state, insisted on giving a short speech during the ceremony. With trembling hands and a soft voice, he spoke about how proud he was of Dara, not just for her career achievements but for the kindness she showed everyone around her. He reminded her of the little girl she once was, full of dreams and curiosity, and how she had grown into a woman whose light touched millions. "Today," he said, his voice cracking, "I pass her into your care. Love her as we have loved her. Protect her as we always tried to." Guests described the moment as utterly unforgettable. Even the sound of waves seemed to pause as everyone absorbed the gravity of his words. Dara, clutching his hand tightly, was seen whispering, "Thank you for raising me. I carry your love with me forever." The vows and intimate celebration. The vows themselves reflected the couple's choice to prioritize meaning over spectacle. Dara's fiancé promised not only to cherish her, but also to honor the sacrifices her family had made for her success. Dara, in turn, vowed to continue being herself, not just as a star, but as a partner who values laughter, patience, and resilience in the face of life's storms. Instead of a grand reception with endless courses, the guests shared a communal meal of local Filipino dishes: fresh seafood, grilled meats, tropical fruits, and traditional desserts. There were no paparazzi, no flashing lights, no staged photographs. Just music, laughter, and clinking glasses as friends and family toasted the newlyweds under the stars. The secret pregnancy revelation. As if the wedding weren't emotional enough, whispers began circulating among the intimate circle of guests: Dara was pregnant. Multiple sources later confirmed that during the private dinner, Dara herself stood up and announced with a shy smile that she and her husband were expecting their first child. "This is why we chose simplicity," she reportedly said. "We didn't want to waste a single moment. Life is already blessing us with the most precious gift." For fans, this revelation explained so much. The secrecy, the sudden urgency, the intimacy, it all came together in one breathtaking truth. Dara wasn't just stepping into marriage. She was stepping into motherhood. Public reactions. Fans around the world respond. When the news eventually leaked, weeks after the ceremony, social media exploded. At first, fans were confused. Where were the wedding pictures? Why hadn't the press been invited? But once details began to emerge, shock gave way to admiration. Hashtags like #DaraWedding, #LoveInPalawan, and #ForeverWithDara trended globally. Fans from Korea, the Philippines, and across Asia shared artwork, messages of congratulations, and emotional reflections. Many praised Dara for choosing authenticity over spectacle, for showing that even global superstars crave the simple warmth of family. "I thought I wanted to see her in a palace-like wedding," one fan wrote on X, formerly Twitter. "But after hearing this story, I realized this was so much more powerful." Dara reminded us that weddings are about love, not luxury. Industry insiders also chimed in. One entertainment analyst noted, "This may actually reshape how celebrity weddings are perceived." Dara showed that intimacy can be more inspiring than extravagance. She's setting a new trend. The legacy of love. Dara's wedding wasn't about grandeur, it was about grounding. It taught fans and the entertainment industry a lesson about priorities. In a culture often obsessed with appearances, she chose presence. In a world where celebrity weddings are often sponsorship spectacles, she chose sincerity. As she embarks on her new journey, both as a wife and a mother-to-be, Dara's story will continue to resonate with those who believe in love that is real, love that doesn't need validation from cameras or headlines. For millions of fans, Dara has always been a star. But after her wedding, she became something more, a symbol of choosing love and family above all else. And in the end, that's a story no grand hotel ballroom could ever have told.